down a trig and say, oh, I want this note to be longer, and there you go, that's longer. I want to have a different filter setting, more depth to the envelope, and maybe add some modulation to the pitch. And maybe even assign different sub-oscillators. And even change the waveform. So basically all the settings that I've been showing you in the sound generation can be different for each of the trigs in the sequencer. That makes it so that the sequencer and the sound engine are like treated together. You don't just make a sound and put blocks into your sequencer like you do traditionally. You actually make the sound as you're building the sequence. So let's say I want to work on this, maybe put the filter down a bit. You also have a mini keyboard here that I can assign notes, different notes to the sequence easily. Okay, so let's go to the second track now and make like a drum beat. So we'll make a kick sound. So I would put the resonance rate high and this frequency low. Yeah, so let's add some envelope to the yeah, you can tune in your kick sounds like that. But note that this is not meant to be a drum machine, but you can still make some kick sounds out of it, it's totally possible. So I'll put like 2 notes, 2 kick steps onto the sequencer. Track, I can trigger different sounds so that I can maybe add a snare sound here by tweaking it to sound like a snare. So I will put the filter up, but I don't want the oscillator. I turn the oscillator down, there's no sound. I will go to the noise and add the noise. So there you go, and you have an envelope for the noise. Let's try to make it like a snare sound. That sound, that setting that I made, and I place it here. And I could start changing the snare sound into a hi-hat sound too. And maybe add a few more kicks. just on one track, so you don't need to use a single sound for one of the tracks. You can have as many sounds as you want, as long as you have room in your sequence, which is up to 64 steps. So you can have 64 sounds in one track, in one sequence, if you wanted to do so. And I'll show you that here. I have some. You have like a preset bank. These are the sounds that I have. They're like crazy sounds. It's just Richard Devine released an analog sound pack, and it's on our website that you can download and put it onto your own analog machine. They sound a bit crazy. It's not the best way to show this function, but you will get the idea. Is that you can assign a different presets on each step on the sequencer. So I have one sound here, this sound at the beginning of the sequence. I could maybe add another sound here, and let's add another sound here. Have like a different preset playing. I mean, that kind of shows you how powerful the digital side of this thing is because you have the analog circuits and the digital brain. The digital brain sends the info to the analog circuits saying you should sound like this in a very fast way for each of the steps. I think that's something to note because there isn't anything like that on the market at the moment, is that you have an analog sounds that you can manipulate in an unseen way. So let's continue on the thing we're making. So maybe I can make like a pad sound to this, because you've heard the bass and the beats. So you guys wondering maybe how do you do pad sounds? Let's see. Now some reverb obviously, and some chorus. Different, and I've set the subs to play the fifth on each of the oscillators, so with one note you're kind of like pressing chord type of sound. And I can record this pad sound, you can record into the sequence in real time. Basically that's, I'm using the all 4 tracks now, and that kind of gives you the idea of how it can sound on one pattern. On top of this, you have like an arpeggiator, where, let's see, where should we use it? I don't want to use, I'm going to save the kits first, here, okay. Well, I'll get to the ARP later on, but I want to show you this before. You have a performance page where you can assign basically the 10 knobs that you see here on this page. Becomes like a